Welcome to the sales parables. Like Uncle Tony used to say, get your mind right. This one's called Altar Boy. There once was a poor boy who could not read or write. His mother tried her best, but she was not very well educated either. So she asked the priest of her church if her son could work as an altar boy in exchange for lessons in reading and writing. The priest gave the boy materials to learn, but the boy was not given proper instruction because the priest had many other duties in the community. After the boy told the priest he had not made much progress on his own, the priest simply said, "You must use the materials provided and learn how to read and write before you can become an altar boy. In the meantime, though, I need help organizing the church." He tasked the boy with organizing the church's basement. The basement was huge. It was where the church stored all the estate donations from people in the community who had passed away and gifted their belongings to the church. It was a cluttered mess, and because the church had no use for many of the things, it had all been sitting there gathering dust for years. One evening at the dinner table, the boy's mother mentioned that she had ran out of yarn. The boy remembered that the church had yarn it wasn't using in the basement and told his mother he was sure he could get some for her. Later that week, one of his friends said his zipper broke on his winter coat. The boy said he could get him a new one. After helping out a few more friends in this manner, the boy realized that he might be onto something. He went to the priest and said he might have a way for the church to make some extra money. He explained how people in the neighborhood needed things that were just sitting in the church's basement collecting dust. He asked if it would be okay to sell some of the small goods. This way, he could help out the church while also helping himself and his poor mother. The priest agreed. Many years later, the boy had built an extensive network and was known as the man who could get you almost any small good in the city. The church was able to expand significantly with the new income and help even more people in the community. The boy also started working with other churches to help them generate revenue in the same manner, all the while helping himself in the process. This became quite lucrative for the boy, now a man, and he made something of himself. Because he came from such a poor beginnings, everyone wanted to know how he rose to success. A writer interviewed the man and a couple of weeks later had the story printed up in the city's newspaper. The writer, ecstatic about his story, brought the newspaper to the man. The man took one look at the newspaper and handed it back to the writer. The writer took offense. "I went through all this effort to interview you and write this incredible story about all your great success, and you don't even want to look at it?" The man looked at the writer and said, "What do you want me to say? I can't read." The writer could not believe what he was hearing. He says, "Do you know where you could be if you knew how to read?" The man said, "Yeah, I'd be an altar boy." I've trained multiple people. I've trained hundreds of people over the last decade of being in sales and marketing and working with different businesses, selling multiple products and services. And I have multiple success stories. I took a 22-year-old who was in the business for under a different manager for about 6 or 7 months that wasn't really doing anything. Now he's the manager of half the state where we're at right now. And he is the #1 manager of the entire region, right? And he's only 24 now. So he worked with me for about 2 years. I took another kid who was 18, dropped out of high school to play hockey. Now he just told me yesterday that he's going to earn $35,000 in commission this month when the check drops. I'm gonna get a picture of the W-2, cross out all of his information, and post that in one of my future videos. I have another great kid. He never did sales before. What he did was he was driving Uber Eats, and he came and started working for me. He started making 6 figures, right? Oh, and he came out of the gates hot. And all of these success stories, I have more, but all of these success stories, it all boils down to I taught them the same thing. I taught each one of them the exact same thing, robotically. And that's what this sales course down below, check out the link, that's what I taught them. That's it. It's the same thing I was taught. I just put it all together into a system where you can just follow it step by step, the same thing I've been doing, and showing other people how to go from never doing sales before, just like somebody showed me when I started in sales and marketing, I'd never done sales before. So I could be charging a lot more for this system because it works. And if you're a
up and coming salesperson, you want to make more money than you're making right now, invest in yourself. If you're a sales manager and you want to run one of the best teams, that 22-year-old kid that's 24 now, that's running the #1 team, he just uses the system that I taught him. That's it. He doesn't reinvent the wheel. It's not the system that corporate taught him. I can tell you that right now, because corporate doesn't have a very good system. And I was at that company for 7-8 years, and they had a different system every single year because they had different leadership every single year. So a lot of these companies you work for, they don't really have the best training all the time. Some of these managers, they might be great people that you're working for, but they don't have the best training. They don't have the best blueprint. They don't have the best system. All right. So, and the beauty of my system is that it's simplistic. It's not all this super long, gigantic book of extra technical terms. It's all these things that make you feel like stupid. And how am I going to memorize all this gigantic book of all these crazy like philosophies and terms? It's simplistic. It's a lot of the stuff that we're talking about here on the channel, but I got it down into a system where you can just follow it exactly like it's been trained, and I've trained it for the last decade with great success. So check it out. The sales course is below.